Hey, hey, hey! Welcome to The Izzy Life. If you've been around for a while, you know what I'm about to say, and I'm not even gonna say it because at this point I sound like a broken record. It's been a while. We're just gonna leave it at that. But let's get into today's topic. So if you've been around for a while, you know that I typically do product reviews and how-to videos. So today's video is a little bit different. I'm talking about why you should have a credit card, why credit cards are a good thing. I've decided over the last few months that I want to continue with this channel and I want to continue, product reviews, how-to videos, but I also want to expand and do like a Izzy's opinion kind of thing, So today's opinion is why you should have a credit card. Reason number one, you know what? We're gonna take this party elsewhere. I don't know if I'm liking this lighting, so let's take a little detour. Y'all like my haircut? I'm so sick of these yellow walls in my house, but maybe we'll do like a home renovation at one point. Okay, I'm gonna take y'all on it. Just kidding. But anywho. Alright, so reason number one why credit cards are a good thing. Your credit. It helps your credit. If you can be financially smart. You know what? Let me rewind this whole thing real quick. Everything I am about to say is my own personal opinion. I am not any kind of financial expert, so take the information as you will, but again, this is just my opinion. Do what you want with it. So, reason number one why I highly recommend credit cards is it helps your credit if you are financially smart with it. So don't just go swipe, swipe, swipe and spend more than you can afford, because that's how you're going to get into really bad debt and you're going to screw your credit instead of help your credit. What I like to do is I spend how much I can afford every month. So swipe, 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 hit a limit, aka my husband puts me on a budget, and once I hit that limit, I'm like, okay, we prioritize what we're buying this month, what we're gonna put off for next month, but at the end of the month, I pay the entire credit card in full. We don't let the balance roll over, because when you do, that's when that little interest creeps up on you. And guys, interest on credit cards is not cheap. This is how credit card companies make their money. Interest, interest, interest. So make sure if you are using a credit card, you are paying it off. Unless, I don't even want to say unless, but let's say it's like a 12-month, 18-month, 24-month no interest period, then you're okay. But just get in the habit of only spending what you can afford and paying it off at the end of the month. Because even if you have that promotional period of no interest, once that promotional period's over, if you got in the habit of not paying it in full, you're probably going to continue with that, and then you're going to, dig yourself into a deep hole that's going to feel impossible to crawl out of. Reason number two why I highly recommend using a credit card for everything, this is probably my favorite reason, but cashback, cashback, cashback. Guys, a lot of credit cards have really good cashback offers. So if you use it on gas, food, vacations, depending on where you use it, what kind of credit card it is, it has a certain amount of cash back, either 1%, 2%, 3%. And it might not sound like a lot up front. You might be like, oh, cool, I made like $1 here, I made $1 there. It adds up. I want to say every month I'm probably getting about like $70 to $100 cash back on my credit card. Again, I use my credit card for everything. Grocery shopping, I'm getting gas, I'm out with a friend. I am using my credit card. So I'm getting a lot of cash back, and it's totally worth it, because then at the end of the month, I put that money towards my statement, and boom, there's $70 to $100 going onto my statement. So it's almost like I got a free tank of gas, or like my groceries are free. If you're gonna spend that money anyways, sure, you could, be paying cash for all these things or using the money straight out of your bank account. But then, you're not getting rewarded for spending money. At least with a credit card, you're basically being rewarded to spend the money you need to spend anyways, right? Like, I needed groceries. I gotta feed myself. I gotta feed my children. So, cashback, cashback, cashback. I can't say it enough. Every card is different. Look at what fits your lifestyle, where you're spending a lot of money, and see what would fit for you. Reason number three that I think credit cards are a great idea. It's not your money. Yep, that's right. I said it. It's not your money. Guys, we hear about scammers all the time, and credit card scams especially. At least when you're using a credit card, if there is, a scamming device on there and whatnot, it's not your money that's being stolen. It's still a pain in the butt to, deal with getting your money back and disputing it and saying this was fraud. But at least that money that was taken wasn't actually your money. I can't tell you how many people I know that their banking info, they're using their bank card, and now all of a sudden there's fraudulent charges on their bank account, and now they're like, crap, I can't pay my mortgage, I can't pay my car payment, they took all this money and I disputed it, but the bank said it'll be, 7 to 10 business days to get my money back. You don't want to put yourself in that position. At least when you're using a credit card and these things happen to you, while you're fighting with them saying this wasn't me, someone stole my information, you still have your own actual money. This is the credit card company's money. It wasn't yours. It still sucks, don't get me wrong, but at least you don't have to worry about your money being gone, unless you can't prove that you didn't spend this money, now you gotta pay it back. But again, it's not your actual money being stolen. So get a credit card. Those are my top 3 reasons why I believe that everyone should be using credit cards and why I think that credit cards are a great idea. Credit, cash back, and not your money, baby. And one little tip I want to give when I was speaking earlier about, interest and how it's so hard to pay something off when you've got high interest. If you're in that position, here's my little word of advice, tip of the day. If you have a credit card that you are paying interest on and you feel like you're never gonna, pay this thing off because you pay $100 but 60 of it went to interest and only 40 actually went towards your payment, look if you have decent good credit, and if you can get approved for another credit card that has promotional period of no interest and that allows you to do a balance transfer. A lot of these companies will let you do a balance transfer for either a one-time fee or a certain percentage of what you're transferring. So meaning you'll pay it one time. So let's say they say, a one-time fee of $35. So you can transfer, let's say you owe $2,000 on your American Express card and you decide to open a Capital One card. And Capital One says you can do a balance transfer for a one-time fee of $35. So basically you would use your Capital One card to pay off your American Express card, and Capital One is going to charge you $35 that one time to do so. And now every month, instead of paying your American Express card with interest, you're going to pay your Capital One card that has no interest. Meaning when you pay $100, that $100 is being applied to your entire balance. It's not being split between balance and interest. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. So that's my little word of advice, tip of the day, if you find yourself in some credit card trouble. But yeah. So as I said, I believe credit cards are a great thing if you can use them responsibly. If you guys have watched Dave Ramsey and you're like, no, Dave Ramsey told me to cut up all my credit cards, cash is king. Yes, cash is king, but guys, so many companies are going cashless. I went to the Drake and J. Cole concert the other night and all the concession stands were cashless. You had to use a card. So you better believe if I'm going to be buying a, $12 beer, I'm going to use my credit card and I'm going to get some cash back on that beer, okay? I did not buy a $12 beer, but I am just saying, this is why I believe credit cards are great. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this style of video where I'm kind of just not really reviewing anything, not really showing you how to do anything, but just kind of throwing my opinion into the world. I've had this conversation with numerous friends lately, and that's why I felt so passionate to make a video about it, because if this friend and that friend needed to hear this, then all of you out there in the YouTube world needed to hear it too. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will catch you next time, and hopefully it won't be in like 6 months.